Chattanooga, Tennessee, nestled at the transition between the ridge and valley portion of the Appalachian Mountains and the Cumberland Plateau, lays this idyllic city, internationally known for the 1941 gold record song, Chattanooga Choo Choo. Downtown, you can find the Chattanooga Choo Choo Hotel, housed in the renovated terminal station. Chattanooga is home to many attractions. Chattanooga is also home to Karen Walsh and the McKamey Animal Center. The McKamey Animal Center is currently undergoing a makeover of its so-called real-life rooms, where potential adopters can come and spend some time with the animals. But operations had to cease because water was found under the old tiles. The staff area is getting an upgrade also. The area is being painted so that several feel-good pictures provided by Snapfish HD can be hung up. Karen Walsh is the executive director, and she runs a tight ship and finds herself juggling multiple projects at once, all too often.
All right, you're okay, you're okay.
One of the staff members, Jamie, has noticed that two dogs, Foxy and Lepeep, seem to have above normal anxiety symptoms.
Hey Karen.
Yeah.
You got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
I got here at 7 this morning, and as I was feeding A and B, I was walking through the wards, and I noticed some of the dogs just need that extra attention. They're not doing so well back in the wards. They can't stand the barking and stuff.
I'm sitting in my office and Jamie walks in to talk about some animals here that are having some behavior issues that often happen when they've been in here just a little bit too long.
Who is it?
Foxy and A, and then there's one at AP, if you want to come look at them with me.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay.
This is Dr. Nickel with Verback. What matters to him is improving the lives of pets who are struggling to function in their current situations.
Most of my work is with cats and dogs, and anxiety is the biggest single problem that drives the behaviors that are such a big concern for pet owners.
Turns out Lepeep and Foxy do have anxiety issues, which are not uncommon for dogs that spent a lot of time at the center. The McKamey Animal Center does a lot to try and reduce anxiety within its population, like animal enrichment programs, but some problems still remain.
So we decided to have Dr. Nickel take a look and see if he might be able to help these dogs because our usual enrichment processes just aren't helping.
Anxiety is one of the biggest behavioral issues for pet owners and is the biggest reason why pets are surrendered to shelters.
And these places get overburdened with all manner of pets who are now much more stressed than they were before, because dogs in particular, being so highly social, they bond very strongly to their people.
So when animals lose their home and their family, they go through intense anxiety, causing them to tremble, cry, oftentimes pant and pace, and even self-mutilate.
It's all totally preventable if people would manage the pets at home, but sometimes if they give the puppy or the cat a head start with Angstine, which is a chewable natural supplement that reduces mild to moderate fears and anxieties in cats and dogs.
Angstine contains L-theanine amino acids, the same substance found in green tea. The amino acids promote alpha waves, similar to what humans experience when meditating. But back to Lepeep and Foxy. Jamie brings them both to meet Dr. Nickel and Karen so they can take a closer look.
This is Lepeep.
Oh, look at this baby.
And as you can see, Lepeep was a beloved house pet. And so this has been very, very stressful. Here, hold on, Foxy, it's not your turn yet.
Lepeep and Foxy seem to have become a little cage crazy, breathing excessively, pawing at the door, and running in circles.
We have these two pretty active little dogs here in the meet and greet room. But there are signs of anxiety. You might be watching and say, gee, they're having good fun. And Angstine from Verback is a natural, research-based supplement that reduces fears and anxieties.
Half a tablet twice a day is the appropriate doses for a dog like Lepeep.
In about a week or two, they usually are noticeably less nervous.
So would it be something that you would, like, we know that that's probably going to happen with a dog like this. Is it
Yeah.
something you'd recommend that we start on intake with them just to try to stop them, to mellow them out?
Any dog or cat, and they're going to feel better, their quality of life is going to be better if they're more relaxed, and they'll look a great deal better to people who might adopt them. And then when they go home, we can continue the Angstitane for another month or so in the new home so they can adjust.
Foxy seems to have bigger issues. She has been self-mutilating.
Fox, you can see there's blood on her side, and there was blood in her kennel this morning where she's just been chewing at herself. And those are the kind of dogs we really start to worry about.
Let's see if I can just get a look. Oh, yeah. Well, she's beating the end of that tail on the cages,
Yeah.
and then she's licking at it.
Yep.
Right? And we don't want this dog to be any less happy.
A study with dogs showing signs of anxiety revealed that Angstitane seems to have a positive effect.
82% of them responded beautifully to Angstitane, making them willing to approach people who came to look at them, making them more relaxed and playful, back to their normal selves. And so they had a greater rate of being adopted.
Angstitane is clinically proven to help diminish mild to moderate anxiety.
Angstitane is seldom something that anybody needs long term. It is not a drug. It's chewable, it's easy to use, and it starts working in about a week or two in most cases.
Coming up, Dr. Debbie Ulbrich from Abbott Animal Health comes to the McKamey Animal Center and gives a lesson on how to monitor diabetes in pets in the comfort of your own home. Plus, Tim Malo from Dakota Tile gives Karen an update on the tiling progress. Pet Spaces will be right back. Welcome back to Pet Spaces. We're at the McKamey Animal Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The issue of diabetes in dogs and cats is relevant to any pet owner. Just like in humans, our four-legged family members can get type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and it can be treated and managed just as it is in humans. But how do we know if our pet has diabetes? What signs should we look for? And what will our pet's veterinarian do? As executive director here at the McKamey Animal Center, it's part of Karen Walsh's job to make sure that everyone working for the center is highly qualified for the job. That includes occasional visits from experts.
Dr. Ulbrich is here today from Abbott Animal Health. She's here teaching our technicians about the Alpha Track.
1 in 200 cats and 1 in 500 dogs are estimated to have type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
The most common clinical signs when it comes to diabetes in dogs and cats are increased thirst, so the owners will notice that they're filling up their water bowl more frequently, increased hunger, also increased urination, as well as weight loss.
The most important thing pet owners should do when noticing symptoms is to take their pet to a veterinarian for a thorough history and physical exam. This is Stephanie and Jennifer, two of McKamey's licensed vet technicians. Dr. Ulbrich will be spending some time with them today to talk about diabetes monitoring. Meet Boschka. This heavyset cat has diabetes and is the perfect cat for Dr. Ulbrich to demo diabetes monitoring on.
So this is Boschka. He came to us about a month ago. He's a real sweet cat. He has been diagnosed with diabetes, and he's already kind of gone through upper respiratory infection, but he's well now, and he's ready for adoption. He's been altered, vaccines, and he's good to go.
After a pet has been diagnosed with diabetes like Boschka, a pet owner can monitor blood glucose levels from the comfort of their own home using the AlphaTrack blood glucose monitoring system.
So AlphaTrack is a blood glucose monitoring system that is specifically calibrated and validated for both dogs and cats. And what owners can do is take a capillary sample, and then you get a reading within a few seconds.
First off, what I always like to do when we capillary sample for cats, usually their ear is probably the easiest place, at least what I've found. And if they're long-haired cats, you don't have to clip it. You can just use a very thin layer of Vaseline just to kind of work that hair down, and then when you get that blood sample, it'll beat up nicely.
Since Boschka's hair is rather short, that is not needed. The surface under Boschka's ear should be firm, which can be achieved using a cotton ball.
First, we'll take this cap off, and then these are the lancets, and then basically you just push this in until it stops, okay? Then you break that off, and that's the little tiny needle. So it's all set and ready to go. What you can do is practice clicking in their ear so they're used to the sound. So I'll just leave his ear nose in there and just kind of. So then we have our meter here, and then this is our test strip.
I love the strip design because with the double arrows on either side, it makes it easy or convenient to sample for capillary sampling.
And his ears are kind of cold, so what I like to do is kind of warm them up a little bit. Another thing is when you push down, you want to hold it, click it, and then wait for it to come up. Okay?
And it'll beep when you
And
know
it'll beep
you've had enough.
when we have enough. And as you can see, he's well regulated.
Another area for cats would be the paws, and for dogs, the lip is a popular area. If you suspect diabetes in a pet, contact your veterinarian immediately.
You can find out more about AlphaTrack at alphatrackmeter.com.
The McKamey Animal Center is getting an upgrade of their so-called real-life rooms. Linda Hennelly is the Mid-South Regional Manager for Crossville Tile. Crossville decided to donate the material to the McKamey Animal Center.
They chose us because they really like our product, and we decided to donate product to them. We really prefer to support a lot of organizations that are local to the Middle Tennessee area.
Meanwhile, Tim Malo of Dakota Tile is making some progress installing new tiles in the real-life rooms. The good news is, the water issues detected in the room next door seems to have only affected the wall areas. These walls have never been tiled, so the water has been running behind the cave-based tile.
So we've torn that all off, and we're going to put in a bench seat across here, as we've already done on the other room.
Great.
And then we'll tile from there up. And we're also going to put flashing on the wall and across the top of the bench to prevent the water from leaking behind the bench as well.
Terrific, thanks so much. God, what a relief that it's not everywhere.
Oh, totally. Yeah, for you and me. And the dogs.
Coming up, McKamey Animal Control Officer Jay Nicholson is transporting a relinquished dog to the center. His owner relinquished him due to a very treatable condition. Plus, the McKamey is in for a big surprise when we come back on Pet Spaces. Welcome back to Pet Spaces. We're at the McKamey Animal Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is Tricia Sebas. She is the animal care coordinator here. Today, she's in the dispatch room monitoring the calls.
Dispatch to 205, go ahead again with that traffic.
Today I'm in dispatch, and Megan, the dispatcher, gets a call from Officer Nicholson that he has a dog coming in that the owner surrendered because she kept urinating inappropriately in the house. And unfortunately, that happens all too often.
Dr. Marissa Schulman is a local veterinarian visiting the McKamey Animal Center today.
Well, house soiling is a general term to describe inappropriate urination or defecation in the house. That can be broken down into lots of different categories, be it medical or behavioral related. Urinary incontinence is kind of a subset of house soiling.
In the meanwhile, Tricia walks outside to meet Officer Nicholson, who has arrived with the relinquished dog. Her name is Cindy Lou, a pit bull mix.
Hey, what do we got?
We got an on surrender.
Dr. Schulman has been notified also and comes outside in order to assess the situation.
Hey, tell me what's going on.
We have an owner surrender. The dog seems to be peeing all over the house.
Okay.
And she just can't handle it anymore. She doesn't want the dog anymore, so.
Okay, well, let's get her out and we'll take a look.
Okay.
Hey, sweetie pie. Oh, it's okay. You don't need to be so nervous. Well, she looks like she's in really good shape. Let's get her inside and we'll take a look.
Okay.
It's time to examine Cindy Lou further and find out how incontinence problems can be controlled. Officer Nicholson drops off Cindy Lou inside the clinic so that Tricia and Dr. Schulman can take a closer look.
We see a lot of dogs relinquished to the shelter for inappropriate urination or house soiling. Unfortunately, what a lot of people don't know is there are very treatable conditions that these dogs have.
Urinary incontinence is an unconscious decision made by the animal, not a behavioral one. Urine actually leaks out. Change in hormone and estrogen levels can contribute to the problem.
So how can you treat that?
Well, the medication that I go to kind of as my first drug of choice is a medication called Proin. It's short for phenylpropanolamine, and it actually just helps tighten all of the urethral muscles and helps reduce that risk and chance of incontinence.
Proin is an FDA-approved veterinary product.
So it's just a pill you give your dog once a day?
Twice a day,
Okay.
yeah. And it's really palatable. Most dogs take it like a treat. It's tasty. I see low incidence of side effects and about 98% success rate with it. So it's my go-to drug for urinary incontinence in dogs.
Oh, great. We should be able to find her a new home in no time.
Cindy Lou seems to fit the urinary incontinence criteria. She seems to be in really good shape. Upon physical examination, however, her urinalysis looks clear.
She's a middle-aged female spayed dog. Her history fits classically with urethral incontinence or urinary incontinence.
Unfortunately, dog owners might not mention the problem to their vet out of embarrassment. Canine incontinence should be taken seriously.
Well, if you think that your dog has an issue like this, then my recommendation would be to talk to your veterinarian. I think that's the biggest thing. Bring the dog in, we need a hands-on physical examination of the dog and potentially some minor diagnostic testing.
Cindy Lou is going to be put on Proin and will be eligible for adoption. The incontinence issue should not be an obstacle given the success rate.
For more information on the product, you can go to prnpharmacal.com or you can always ask your veterinarian.
When we come back, the folks at McKamey are in for a big surprise. Pet Spaces will be right back. Welcome back to Pet Spaces. The folks who spend a lot of time here at the McKamey Animal Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee, are about to be exposed to a very pleasant surprise. Stressful situations for the people who operate the center on a daily basis are an all-so-current occasion. That's why the administration area is getting a makeover, to present to everyone who enters the area what goes on here at the center every day.
Snapfish has come forward with a fantastic idea to create a photo wall next to our conference table so that we can showcase animals that we've helped, volunteers that work here, and basically the heart of the center, what we do. So we want people to understand that animal sheltering is a mission.
The staff and volunteers have been hard at work to transform this space. And now, it's time for the big reveal.
Come see. Go see, go see.
These photo canvases from Snapfish are professionally printed on conservation-grade canvas and include a satin finish.
All of you come in here every day, and all the people that visit us, that come, that we try to work with, to do things here, we wanted them to see who we are. As different things happen here, we're going to take more pictures and we'll add more Snapfish pictures through the center so that we can all share in times when we weren't here and then all the future times when we are here. So all of you guys are just an amazing team, and I'm proud of every one of you, and I'm proud to work with you. So here we go.
Thank you.
So, everybody want cake?
This This was such an amazing opportunity for the McKamey Center. We're very grateful to Designing Spaces. We're also really grateful to all of our volunteers and friends that came over and helped this week to try to pull together the changes that we made in the center.
Next week on Designing Spaces, this dachshund has serious dental hygiene issues and is going to need some help. This is Dewey, and find out how to control horse urine odor. Plus, these bunnies are stuck in the filing room. Can they find a better home? And the real-life rooms are ready to be revealed. Go to designingspaces.tv, where you can see the show again. Be a friend on Facebook at facebook.com/DSpacesTV and join in the conversation.